I'd love if you got the Fanny Vitamins as a sponsor for the Red Raw podcast. And Rob had to do the shout out.
Hello, Fanny. Do you have a Fanny? I personally don't.
I use these every week.
But my ma has a Fanny.
Hello and welcome to Conversations with Cornelius. I'm a comedian. This podcast is about my life, my wife, my likes and dislikes, hurling, football, movies, sex, drugs and rock and roll without the sex, drugs and rock and roll. There are going to be special guests and always regular contributors, but mostly it's going to be me and my main squeeze, the wife. So sit back, relax and enjoy Conversations with Cornelius.
Hello! Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Cornelius. I'm your host, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, and I am in the Fearless Digital Network studios on a very unusual day. It's a Sunday. Normally I wouldn't be here, but things had to be done because, you know, we're a busy kind of a place. I'm trying to get guests in. Some people are extremely busy. Today's guest, honest to God, I'm lucky to have her. She's doing us an absolute massive solid by coming in on a Sunday to help us. So I'll be bringing her onto the stage there in a few seconds, maybe a few minutes. We'll see how it goes. How are you getting on anyway? Yeah? Good. I'll get back to the podcast. So I'm getting on great as well. Thanks very much for asking. What's going on? I'm glad you asked. Not much actually. I'm a bit sick at the moment. I got a bit of a cold and a flu. I'm on the green juice still. That doesn't seem to be working. I'm thinking of changing to a different colour of juice. Maybe purple. I'm doing my affirmations every day. 369, the Nikola Tesla formula. And that is taking up 6 to 7 hours of my day. So yeah, I might start doing them here now in the middle of the podcast. That's kind of it. That's what's going on. Tour is starting back up again in a couple of weeks. And tickets are absolutely flying. The Cork Opera House, the balcony is open now. It's half sold. There's 16 left downstairs. And they're all annoying dots. You know, the dots where sort of you can't get in beside each other. I don't know if they could fix that. It would be great. Because I know there's people that would want to sit down. But you're not going to sit by yourself. That's what I think anyway. But anyway, look, if you want to go, you're just going to have to sit by yourself if you want to sit in the front row because they're all gone downstairs except for 16. Fearless Digital Network, give them a follow. Patreon, I have one. It's flying. Today's guest is a Patreon. She thinks it's good. So if she does, why don't you think it's good? It's only $5 a month, lads. Sign in. Get up. I've got 755 million podcasts there just waiting for your ocular cavities to enjoy. That's it. That's the intro. I think it was pretty good. Let me know what you think. Just send me a message, send me an email, corneliusthecomic@gmail.com. Slide into my DMs. No dick pics. I got a few of those last week. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. I didn't think it was that funny. Anyway, this week's guest had a go at this podcast last week on her superb podcast.
Correct.
How dare she? She quipped, why would anybody be interested in what we had to talk about? She had a go at the team. They're over here in the background. You can't see them. She had a go at them saying, have you got any editors? 2 editors back there. What else did you say now? No, that was it, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, it's all taken out of context. Well, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Context is everything.
I'm trying to get a kind of a little bit of a...
I'll fight you to the death. No
well, I
bother.
Tommy Hyde on here now last week, so he'll be on my team.
Well, Tommy Hyde loves our podcast as well, so sorry. We both own Tommy Hyde.
Well, he's 6'4". I'll take 3'2" of him.
And I'll take whatever's left.
That 3'2".
Don't want to do that maths.
That's right, is it?
You'll always have maths over me, Cornelius.
Well, I failed maths in my leaving cert.
Did you?
I did, yeah. Pass maths.
Oh, I was going to say, why didn't you go down to pass? I went down to pass.
Yeah, I went down to pass in third year, straight away.
Yeah.
I got grinds and everything. Yeah, failed it.
I went to... Does that not mean you failed your leaving cert?
Well, I got honours and stuff and all the rest of the subjects. I did really well in the rest of the subjects. But if you fail your maths, you're gone. That's it.
God, that's awful. I remember going into my teacher at the start of 5th year and saying, I think I'm going to go down to pass, expecting no, Laura, absolutely not. And he was like, I think it's a good idea. The only other time that happened was when I told my dancing teacher I was stopping dance. I think that's a good idea.
And but you were brilliant in school.
Yes, but not at maths. No, not at maths. I kind of peaked in all the other subjects. But then again, as in, my English leaving cert still really pisses me off. I was getting A1s the whole way, Con. I was getting A1s left, right and centre. And then there it is, soundings. Bye. There it is.
I'll ask you a fucking question on it now.
We didn't use that. We had, what did we have? We had Poetry Now. Poetry Now by Niall McMonagle.
Niall McMonagle. What poet did you do?
We did Emily
Dickinson?
We did Sylvia Plath. We did Derek Mahon. He was the one that I fucked up, actually.
Derek? Never heard of him.
Derek Mahon.
No.
Big sad poems. The one I actually fucked up was the question about the Scottish play, right? Macbeth. It was do an essay about kingship and, I'm going to say loyalty, right? But I missed the and loyalty. So I only did the kingship. And then at the very end, I reread and I was like, shit. And I went back and put and loyalty next to all and kingship and loyalty. And I totally fucked it. And I remember, like, I was getting A1 solidly. I think I got a B2, which is still grand, but just not in my thing. And the teachers were like, Laura, we have to get it checked. There's no way you got a B2. And I was like, I don't think we need to get this checked. I think I messed it up. They were like, no, we're going to get it checked. So I sat in between two English teachers while they looked at my Leaving Cert paper to double check that I deserved the B2. And at the end of it, they were like, yeah, you messed it up.
So did you do Macbeth? You can't.
I did.
What is the whole thing? You can't.
It's only if you're acting. I think it's okay.
If you're on the stage.
Yeah, which I'm not currently on the stage.
We're not on the stage at the moment. So Macbeth is what we're talking about.
I did Macbeth. I did the comparative Cinema Paradiso Amongst Women by John McGahern and Playboy of the Western World.
What the fuck would John McGahern know about women?
He didn't know much. He didn't know much about it. Well, he spent a lot of time. He was amongst them.
He was amongst them
all the
observing
time.
them.
Very sad. All the things were very sad. Cinema Paradiso is kind of sad. And Playboy of the Western World is crack, but sad.
That's by Sing, is it?
Tis. I'm going to see it at the end of February with Siobhan McSweeney's in it.
Oh, Siobhan.
And your man that played Roy Keane, Ian Hardwick.
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch that movie yet.
Oh, it's great.
Is it?
Oh, top tier, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say most of it didn't happen, but top tier.
Yeah, I must go. Harvey, my young fellow, wants to go and see it.
So did Alfie. And you know what? It is suitable. The only thing is the language.
Okay.
That's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a little bit of an issue with how they portrayed the women. I thought they made them seem a bit silly. And I can tell you now, Teresa's not silly. Anyone married to Roy Keane is not silly.
No.
And me, and I actually talk about this on my podcast.
Do you have a podcast?
I do. We'll get to it.
I heard it was no good.
Well, we'll get back to that. Me and my bestie, Laura, went to see Saipan together, right?
Laura Hartley O'Callaghan?
Yes, from Clare.
Claire?
Vastly differing opinions when we came out. I said, well, who do you think's right? And she was like, well, obviously Mick. I'm like, are you fucking joking? I went cracked. We nearly had war inside Man Point. I was like, absolutely not. She was like, he left down his country. I said, he owed us nothing. We nearly had war.
What?
Yeah.
She's making her fucking twine in this county.
But she said her teenage self recalls being in Clare and being devastated. And she said us Cork weirdos had a completely skewed view of it. Fair.
Yeah, okay,
fair,
Laura.
Fair.
Whatever. Okay.
Fair.
Married to a Cork man, has Cork kids, lives in Cork,
Well,
puts her money in Cork,
yeah.
Cork.
Kids with a Cork accent, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we're weirdos.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No,
Hi.
You're great. Hi. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage. Your friend and mine, Laura O'Mahony.
Again. Thank you. I'd like them to come to my house with me now. I like a clap every now and again.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good, guys. Anytime you want.
And I like sometimes when you might make a joke now, they'll laugh as well. I'm like,
Nice.
oh, this is a bit like a gig.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I don't actually need to gig. I just need to feel like I'm at a gig.
Just feel the laugh. You just get a laugh track every time you walk into a room.
I'm always saying to my husband, would you ever just clap when I come in just to really take the edge off and I won't have to do as many gigs?
How are you?
I'm very well. It's obviously, are we still in January? We are
very much in January.
Well,
although this will come out, it'll still be in January.
It'll still be in January.
Yeah, it'll still be in January.
I struggle with January. I am doing better with it. It's a kind of a mind over matter thing. I love Christmas so much that I'm always very sad when it's over. Now, I am trying to I've discovered recently that you can kind of take control of your own thoughts. So I am trying to do a bit of that where I'm like, okay, you're feeling the January-ish, but we don't have to lean into it.
I want to reverse back into that sentence there now. Like, do you feel you don't have control over your thoughts sometimes?
It's not that I feel that. It's that I've often felt this is how I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not changing. There's no one else like me as well. I'm incredibly unique. And I'm not changing. This is how I am. The biggest area for me where I have that is I have, and I'm working on it, ferocious health anxiety, right? Always have always been very worried about imminent death. I can trace it right back. I know where it comes from. And I can...
Really?
I can absolutely see the how we got here. But I thought I was unique in that. I am special in the way I think. It's unique to me. And then, of course, TikTok comes along. And there's a whole load of people that think the same. And I'm looking at them going, like there was one the other day now that she was sad taking down the Christmas decorations because the first thought in her head is, will I be here next year? And I thought that was exclusive to me. I thought that was just a me thing.
But sure, if you're not here, you won't fucking feel, you'll be grand anyway because you weren't here.
But my kids will be so sad.
Oh, yeah, they'll be sad.
So I actually... once I realised that no, I'm not unique and that there is like a little group, a big group of people that feel like that, it made me go, oh, right, okay, so you could change that. So that's not just like a fait accompli. That's not just this is how I am now. Like, because a couple of weeks ago I had to have an MRI. And I was so up to 90 afterwards. And my mum was like, Laura, why are you so up to... And I'm like, this is how I am, Mum. This is how I'll always be. If I ever have to have tests, this is how I am. And it was kind of, I heard my own voice in my head. And I'm like, oh, you could definitely change that because this is very severe on you. It's very severe on Shane. It's very severe on everybody around you. So I'm learning... And it's the same with January. I'm learning that, yes, I can have all those sensations of like, I don't like that Christmas is over. I hate the kind of sadness when, the decorations come down in shops and stuff and everything is suddenly on sale and, you see the sad boxes of miniature heroes and all that. I don't have to let it in, really. I can still feel it, but kind of at the same time trick myself into feeling, I'm great, this is fine. We're just trucking along and soon it'll be February and then it'll be March and then it'll be May and then it'll be June. Why do we skip April? I don't know. Then it'll suddenly be the middle of the year and you'll be fine again. And then it'll be September and we're on the road for Christmas. I can, if I don't dwell too heavily, I don't have to be Laura that always hates January. Yeah. I don't have to be Laura that always thinks she's dying. I can take those elements.
I have something. I have a small bit of that.
Yeah,
small bit of that.
Yeah.
With the my thing is if I drop down dead, will my kids remember me? Will they remember what I was like? And that's why, like last year in particular, I made a lot of little kind of vlogs when I was going to matches with the boys.
Yes, yeah.
And I look back on them now, and I'm like, sure, now if I'm gone now, sure, look, at least they'll be able to see that.
And they have the podcast.
And
I
they have
feel
the podcast.
like that's their like a little time capsule for the Babas. I don't have the feel like I know I've been with them for every single moment of their life, pretty much like you've been with your kids as well. It's more, I think it's actually connected to a bit of ego. It's like, I'll die because God will pluck me because, He plucks the good ones. Pluck. It'll be the front.
Cornelius, we leave him.
It'll be the front of the echo. It'll be like promising podcaster dead, and that there's a part of me is like, ooh, I like the sound of that, as in.
I'll get the echo that day. I don't normally get it, but I get it that day. I get it that day.
Exactly, and it'll be framed.
I'll look at it online.
Yeah.
I'll look at it online.
It'll be framed in my mom's house. Like, there is a bit of that. Or like, if I'm ever going on a flight or anything, it's like, of course, my flight is going to be the one to go down. It's like this thing of like, we're living in end times and there's going to be war and blah, blah. I think that's all very egotistical as well because it's like, how come it's us? It might not be us. Everyone, since the dawn of time, has thought it's going to be them. So it's the same with with the health anxiety, like, it's never out of nowhere, like as in I needed an MRI, I didn't just get one for the crack, but the problem is small, but is it though? There's a part of me going, no.
Is it the waiting between getting the MRI and the results that
kills me?
Yeah.
That kills me. And in fairness now to the doctor, he was fairly quick on to me because he knew I'd be up to 90, kind of knocking down the door going, hi doctor, how are you? Have you heard
and the results are just in there now, Laura, you're grand.
And you see, I'm so I had to, so it's basically I have endometriosis on my section scar. TMI, guys, enjoy that for yourselves. But I went for an ultrasound first, and you see, you have to be so careful there because they can't tell you anything, but I'm trying to wheedle a bit of information out of them. So I'm like, how's that looking there? And she said to me, I wouldn't be too worried. Now, that wasn't don't be worried at all. That is, I wouldn't be too worried.
Have a small bit of worry going on,
and when
lingering
you say that to somebody,
background.
so there is something there. When you say that to someone like me, then spiral. Luckily, the doctor rang that day to confirm that it was endometriosis, but then we had to go off the MRI. And I'm like,
what's endometriosis?
It is when the lining of your womb grows outside of your womb. It's very, like a lot of women suffer with an awful version of it. Mine is actually just incisional, it's just because of having 3 sections.
Okay.
So it's very easy. They can just go in and remove it. It's no problem. But there are women waiting 7, 8, 10 years for diagnosis. Some of the times you have to have what's called a laparoscopy, which is like an investigation to check if it doesn't show up very easily on scans. They have to go in to check if it's there. there are people suffering. Like, imagine the worst.
Is it painful? Like,
oh, Jesus Christ. Imagine the worst period and multiply that by 12 million. That's what these women are dealing
imagining
with.
myself having a period there now.
Yeah, I'll give you a punch into your balls there now so you can feel it. But no, so mine is very minor, but it is still very sore.
Yeah.
But so my health anxiety is always born out of something. I'm not pulling something out of the air. But I'm very bad then. And you get a high. So he'll tell you, you've endometriosis. I'm on a high. I have something. We know what it is. We're going to get it solved. Literally 10 minutes later, you're like, I think I have a lump there though. I have another lump. I have another lump somewhere else. Completely unrelated. It's like you're chasing that little serotonin boost of you're fine. Or, you get great blood test results.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, you get great blood test. Brilliant blood test. But blood tests don't check for everything. So they've probably missed something. I'll have to go have another. Like, it is mental shit.
But you could, you make a good point because a friend of ours passed away unexpectedly there recently.
Yeah.
And a young man. And so Noelle now send me off to get bloods and all this kind of stuff. And then you get your bloods and stuff like that. But then now there's other tests that'll go in and check your arteries.
Yeah.
And then there's another test then on top of that.
Yeah.
That checks your valves or something like that. You could be literally checking.
All the time.
And then by the time you've it all done, she may as well go back to the start and check it again.
Yeah, because it's like, well, it's late now. 6 months on now. There was an amazing heart surgeon in Ireland. I can't remember his name, but he was very famous. He died of natural causes at a normal age. And his thing was, don't check. Don't overcheck.
Yeah.
Don't overcheck. Like, as in, if you're
he
presenting...
died a young man in the end.
No life. No, but it's like... And women in particular, there's a culture of you must check all the time. You must be checking all the time. Yeah. And then there's awareness days, which I know are very important. But I feel like saying, I'm aware. I'm fully aware. I'm aware of all of these illnesses. I do not need, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Okay, I'm horribly aware now because now it's everywhere in my feed. And of course you have to check. But there is too much checking then, and the frantic checking and constant, if there's something there in my ear, what's that? It's never like a spot. It's like, oh, that's the start to go. And I can tell you, I've always had
checking
it.
my fucking, what's back here?
That's your glands, Lovey. But you're probably, your glands might be up now if you're a bit sick.
But
you see, I don't have it for other people at all. That's why I think it's egotistical. Like if Shane is sick, I'm like, what's wrong with you, love?
Get up out of bed, you
What
fucker.
the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you dare, there's no...
What's this here?
No, I'm like, nah, that's nothing. But for myself, I'm like, no, it's the beginning of the end. My uncle passed away when I was... confirmation, 6th class. So, and I was in the house when, he had been very, very sick. I was in the house when he passed away, very privy to all of the surrounding death kind of stuff. And then shortly after, I found a lump in my neck and immediately thought, oh, here we go, same as my uncle. We called our doctor who came to the house, which is very chic.
Call out.
They don't come to the house anymore. And I thought I had meningitis, actually, is what I thought I had. And he checked and I had chickenpox. Right? But from then...
Thanks be to God,
Thanks be to God, it was just a little bit of chickenpox. But from...
Calamine lotion.
I think a lot of calamine lotion. Yeah. I think it's from then, that feeling of, he was only 40... And my mum and dad were both teachers in massive schools. There was always somebody dying. In our school, there was a lot of very tragic deaths. So I feel like I'm running the gauntlet the whole time.
And your dad was principal. And
he was, yeah.
So if anyone passed away in your school, even if they weren't in your class, that would have been brought into the house.
Huge. We're sitting around having dinner and it could be simple as oh, this person's husband has whatever illness, or there was a lot of that by accident, and
of course
I was
it's
just
by
there.
Accident.
I was just there having dinner, soaking it all into myself, and I can see my Alfie's a bit the same now. You can feel him soaking stuff in. So I can absolutely see where it originally stemmed from. I remember being in the shower, my hair falling out, and thinking, "Oh, cancer!" Not realizing that your hair falls out because of chemo, not because of cancer. Very young. And also very dramatic.
Yeah.
Very inclined to what would be the most dramatic story here.
Dawson's Creek vibes.
100. And you see, that's it, Con. We were raised in Dawson's Creek. I was watching Coronation Street since I was 5.
He's very sick at the moment.
He is, I know he has
Poor
bowel
Dawson.
cancer. I know.
What's wrong with him?
Bowel cancer, of course I know what's wrong with him. I know what's wrong with them all. I'm always like, could I get that?
I like him.
I like him a lot.
And I didn't really like him in Dawson's Creek. I was more of a pacey.
But he's lovely on Instagram.
Yeah, he's so nice.
He's lovely and he's a lovely dad. I'd say there's big Christian vibes there, which sometimes are a little bit too much, but he's...
Yeah.
He's lovely.
I know what you mean by that. Just look, America do a real kind of, I'm just going to live out here now, forsake my whole career and have a white picket fence and chickens.
And he has 100 kids and all of that.
7,000 children, all called Abraham.
But I still been struck down in the prime of my life, and I don't think he's going to make it.
Is he not going to make it?
I think he's going to make it. He's very sick. Well, don't take back the joke. I mean, he's an actor. He'd appreciate jokes. Anyway, what we were exposed to, all of that stuff. I was watching Coronation Street since I was about 5. Every night at 7:30, sure, there was fellas dying left, right. So it was all.
I loved a bit of Corrie back in the day, though.
I loved a bit of 7:30 Corrie.
Yeah. My mother liked Coronation Street, Gail Platt. I remember watching Gail Platt going, that's my mum.
She made a little cameo there at Christmas.
Is she back in the game?
Just a very small cameo. She did a video call from wherever she is meant to be, Mallorca.
Are you still watching Corrie?
I only watched it at Christmas with my mum. Did you see Corrie Dale?
No.
The fusion of Coronation Street and
I saw
Emmerdale.
it trending, and I was going to put it into today's trending topics, but I didn't.
Oh, geez, we have to do trending
But
topics.
you can talk about it there now,
yeah.
anyway.
Well, Corrie Dale was amazing. I don't watch Emmerdale, but it was a fusion of the two. Genius move, really clever. Because it got you really invested in both. Massive car crash, loads of people dying.
Of course.
Right up my street.
Yeah.
Thrilled.
I kind of got tick with Emmerdale when they changed it from Emmerdale Farm.
Okay.
I was like, I'm a country boy.
Why are we
What's
dropping
wrong
the
with
farm?
the farm?
Well,
Do you
I
know?
think the farm is still fairly prevalent.
Yeah,
but
they're in the countryside, and there's a way too many good-looking people in Emmerdale for it to be realistic. I'm from a village in a farming village, and I think there's no good-looking people there.
most people look kind of like a pliers.
Yeah, a pliers, yeah, pulled backwards through a ditch.
Yeah, which is fine. They're
they'd be the ride of the village.
They're off the land.
Yeah.
No, it's a great show. Corrie Dale was genius move. Let's have more of that. Let's have Fair City mashed with Winning Streak.
Oh, fucking hell. I'd love if there was
Winning
a soap from
City.
Cork. There's no...
No,
Soupy Norman
but you could
years
do
ago was kind of small, but she was from Buttevant.
You could do the Young Offenders, and you could mix it with some. You could do Young Offenders with Fair City.
Fair City,
Imagine
yeah.
that. Crack. Or Ross na Roon. So it could be half an Irish. Oh yes, now you're
Jesus.
talking.
You're good at the Gaeilgeoir as well.
I'd be
Dúpla
fluent.
focal.
I'd be fluent.
And you're before we get on now, have you
Yeah,
looked
sorry.
into- but I see you're doing a children's television program there now. Again, you're back.
Oh yeah,
hosting
Auntie B got a spin-off.
Yeah.
So Body Brothers was me and the Lords of Strush, Cian and
Cormac.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
why couldn't I remember his name?
You got it.
Two
You got
lovely boys, great fun. And so, like, they weren't left out in the cold. They were asked if they want to do more, and they didn't. I don't think they're doing their own projects. So Auntie
They're
B,
still brothers, but they just didn't have anybody.
Still brothers. They're just like, yeah, we're going ahead. They've had babies. One of them has had a baby, and the other one.
Cormac married Noel.
Cormac married Noel. Cian had a baby, and he lives in Carlow, off the land. He's like,
I'm not surprised.
fully polytunnel vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
I love
they're
following
lovely.
people on TikTok who are doing all that stuff. Living off the land.
Yeah.
And I'm there inside, wrapped up in my blankie on my phone with the Wi-Fi.
I'm happy to follow it
eating
from
my
a
pea-
distance. Yeah, and
I'm like,
eat
aren't
the
they great?
spuds. I'll eat whatever they'll give me.
And I'm thinking, like, if the shit does hit the fan, at least I've watched a few of these videos.
Yeah.
Something might.
Well, I'm
have
thinking
sank in it.
if the shit does hit the fan, I might just nip up to Cian and be like, "Hey, you've it all sorted. Do you mind if I live here? I'll mind the child. I'll mind the baby." So, Auntie B got her own spin-off. It's called Auntie B's Fantastic Facts, and it's filmed and all. We filmed it in Tralee there last August. And there should be more coming out this month. Yeah, 5 were released for Science Week in November. She's a fun-loving scientist. In my head, she has a whole backstory. So the rest is coming out in the new year. Crack.
Your
Very
kids watch
doty.
it?
Do my kids watch
Yeah.
it? They do more so now. When they were younger, they couldn't give a shit. But now they're kind of a bit like, oh, mommy's on the telly.
I only saw a little snippet of it.
It's very
maybe
cute.
before Christmas
Yeah.
by accident.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know it was on. But I would like what's it about? Would my boys watch it? Like?
Your boys would probably watch Body Brothers, which is on the RTE player. The Auntie B's Fantastic Facts is just pretty much what it says. She's going through the alphabet and she's doing facts about each letter. And there's interesting little stories about each thing. And it's very, very doty. And there's other kids in it and stuff. I didn't actually act with any of the kids. They were filmed, and then
They're beneath you,
was
Laura.
superimposed
You
on
don't
top of them.
act with children or animals.
I'd have loved to have met them, though. I'd have loved
Fuck
to have met
'em.
the little babs. We did loads of stuff with animals. I had to hold a feckin' tarantula on that thing.
You did a fucking sitcom with kids and with,
We did.
with the school.
We had a little small lamb. I often see him still in Leahy's. He's a big sheep now.
He's a big sheep.
Or was he a goat? No, he was a goat. Sorry, he's not a big sheep.
I'm still tick with Tig over that. Tig was giving me, he was giving me a part, and I'm not tick with him, but I always bring it up. Like, what's the name of the fellow who was, and he's passed now. God love him.
Oh, Frank
Toomey.
Frank Toomey.
Yeah.
How could you compete with Frank
Sure,
Toomey?
I could. What do you mean? How could I compete with Frank Toomey?
Bosco like?
If he was. I wouldn't be able to compete with him in Bosco because I was a kid at the time.
Yeah.
But I would have definitely given him a run for his at sweeping.
It was only a very small part.
Exactly.
It was only a very small
Tig.
part. He could have put you in. Sorry. Can I defend what I said about your podcast? Can I?
Oh, please do.
Yeah, because you know what, we can't leave that hanging in the
Please
air.
do. And it's tongue-in-cheek, Laura.
It's always very tongue-in-cheek. So you did an episode of this fabulous podcast with... now, I've been listening to your fabulous podcast since the start as well.
I know.
And I'm a patron.
I know.
I feel like I've paid to be a guest. You did a podcast with Rob Heffernan, my beloved Rob Heffernan, that I do a podcast with. And he came in to me after that podcast and is like, Con is on to me there and he's saying like, he got a load of really good feedback and blah, blah. And then he goes to me, was really more of an issue with Rob than anything. He goes, you see, like two men, like men love listening to other men. And I'm sitting there with my little microphone about to do our podcast together, a girl and a boy. And I'm like, all right. And he's like, yeah, men love talking like about sport and about drink and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, yeah. And so like, they're not going to listen to ours, is it because I'm on it? And he's like, no, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. So I was fucking fit to kill. And it was his delivery. So it was 100% his fault. I'm sitting there like, and it's January as well. So I'm like, he doesn't want to do the podcast with it anymore. He feels obliged to do it just because I left the radio for him. Oh my God, he feels stuck and he can't escape. He's in Lanzarote at the moment. And I sent him a message going, are you sure now you still want to do it? And he's like, where has this come from? Would you ever just piss off? So it was a kind of a
January vibe.
It was a January vibe, and it was him coming in telling me he was like, all men are going to listen to his big man cast.
Men, yeah,
fucky.
We're the best.
I was like, it really spiraled me. I was on ChatGPT going, how many men listen to podcasts? What you do to get more men to listen to podcasts? I'm going to get my tits out in the next one. It's the only way. It's the only way, guys. It's the only way. It's the only way.
Trending topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. I did a couple of podcasts in the early incarnation of this podcast with you.
Correct.
And I remember doing one up on a bench overlooking the city.
Yeah.
We were both in the throes of having small babies. Do you remember that one?
Yes, wow.
And it was around that time that Trending Topics started.
Right.
So you're one of the OG Trending Topic people. I don't even have to explain the rules to you.
I know the rules.
Which is amazing.
And I didn't join in the song because I don't think anyone should. These are my two pet peeves. Don't talk over his intro and stop joining in the song. Thank you.
You listening to that now, lads?
Thank you, guys. Any future guests, that's my caveat.
That's Laura's rules.
Yeah, January.
Right?
I might change in February.
She might change tomorrow. Her prerogative.
Go on.
Hashtag late.
Oh, the Late Late Show. Oh, that's probably the country special was on.
It was. I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either, no, but I did see a lot of clips about it. And what I did notice is there was a lot of women singing trad, which I'm like, okay,
right.
I see you. Now, which is good, I think. But I didn't love any of the clips that I saw. Oh, but there was a woman...
Ricky Tomlinson, I saw a clip of him.
Now, I
can't believe he's alive.
Oh my God, him and the guy that's with him, your man, he hasn't been plucked. What's wrong with him? He's with this guy, Asa Thompson. I met them. I was on the 6 o'clock show with both of them. And oh my God, they are delightful. Asa in particular, the fella singing with him. Asa, would you just call yourself Alan or something? But he is lovely. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
We got to, in the 6 o'clock show where they do the cooking bit, so you have to eat.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't realise everyone else is kind of daintily eating. I was like, this is my dinner. Myself and Asa were like, we're having a party, we're having a dinner. So they're lovely. So that was, that was special. I do think it's nice for the Late Late Show to do those little specials. And they put your man Donal Lunny into the Hall of Fame, which I thought...
Who's he?
Donal Lunny, you know him, he's on the banjo.
Oh, yes, I do know.
One of Sinead O'Connor's kids is his, I think.
Yes, no, I do know. I
think. Allegedly, I don't know.
One of our kids.
One of our kids belongs to him.
Sinead, God loves you, bye.
Yeah.
Tell me this and tell me no more.
Yeah.
The Late Late Toy Show this year.
Yeah.
Yay or nay?
Oh, I'm a big fan.
No, I know you love it, but like...
Yay.
I thought, and I wouldn't be a fan of Ryan Tubridy.
Yeah.
But I think he's a better Christmas Late Late Show guy.
I strongly disagree.
Oh my God, how dare you.
I strongly disagree. I think Patrick is delightful, so gentle with the kids. I do think there's a small bit too much sadness in it, but that's neither here nor there.
And they were bringing out, I'm all for, helping all the small... And we're talking a little bit closer to the microphone, helping all the small kids and stuff like that. But I totally agree with it. And I've a child who's autistic, but I thought they were just bringing out the kids. This poor child is this, and this poor child is that.
It's hard.
I find that a bit much now, I have to say.
I think it can be a little bit difficult because the kids are watching with kind of shiny Christmas eyes, not kind of, oh my God, now I'm suddenly aware of the fact that I could get sick. Which that's my health anxiety head on as well. But no, I think Patrick is lovely. I thought Ryan was too rough with with the toys, and I thought he was too loud and screechy, and I wanted him deeply to fuck off.
I thought he was like an Irish Willy Wonka.
No, annoying. And the fact that subsequently he started referring to himself as the toy man, that's a hard pass for me. Whereas Patrick, I think, is very earnest, and he feels his emotions deeply, and he shows them, but he's kind to the kids and he's gentle with the toys. Like if I was after making some of them toys, not saying I'm an elf now or anything, but like, you know, some of the small businesses, and Ryan's fucking the toy onto the floor, I'd be like, oh, are we encouraging that now? Like, as in, this is the kids' precious toys. Should we be minding them?
Yeah, I think, to be fair to me now, I never really looked at that aspect of it. I look at a fella that's coming out, is he a bit of crack?
Yeah.
Does he bring a bit of magic to the kids? Whereas I thought Keelty now this year, I just thought he was trying. Like, you have to try.
Well, I think he lets the kids take centre stage, whereas Ryan is doing a one-man show, which is fine.
Yeah.
You do you,
He definitely
Ryan.
was doing he definitely was.
I don't want to see Ryan, I want to see the doty kids.
Okay.
And I think Patrick lets you see the doty kids.
Okay.
But in general, I think the Late Late Show on Twitter and stuff gets, or whatever it's called, X gets, like, there's so many girls commenting on it, going, oh, same old shit again, blah, blah, blah. So, well, what you want it to be? Like, these would be the same crowd kicking off if it was gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm not watching this shit. Okay, lovey, don't post about it on XO because you clearly are.
Yeah.
You big idiot.
Do you tweet?
No, not anymore. I've actually come off it.
Do you know what now? It's very funny you should say that. I had Chris on a couple of weeks ago and we were talking. Christopher Kent, and we were talking about coming off it. And last night in the WhatsApp group, myself and Tig and Sully were talking about it. And I think the only reason I'm on it is I do these little GA vlogs throughout the year and they do reasonably well.
Yeah.
But besides that, I have seen stuff on fucking X that I have never ever sought out. Yeah. And it's violent stuff, like, just, you know, like you'd be trying to go to bed at like 1 o'clock and the next thing you're looking at 6 lads in a kebab shop in East London kicking 7 shades of shit out of each other.
A lot of the time as well, there's an awful lot of like kind of like scary tweets, fellas going, this is it, there's something big happening.
Yeah.
The helicopter has landed in the White House and all this, and I put it straight in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is like, Laura Love, hi, calm down. ChatGPT is well used to me now.
I love ChatGPT.
It's like, you're fine, Laura, don't worry, this is crazy. This is not a real thing. This person is known for putting out this kind of stuff. So I was getting an awful lot of that, and it's not good for me. Like, my TikTok feed is delightful now. It's all fellas doing sudden dances, a smally bit of Madeleine McCann's apartment.
And it's delightful, is it?
That bit's not delightful. But like, there's, you know, my interest areas, there's Les Mis, there's all sorts of bits. I have a well curated, whereas I felt like X was like going into a kind of a strip club and being like, oh, fuck it, I don't belong here. So I've just stopped. I'm not able to get it on my phone now. The
only reason I'm holding on to it is for, you know, if I might sell a few tickets out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, and I wasn't using it ever for that, so I just think it's very toxic, and there's a lot of fucking frat bros on it. And they
I don't think there's much, from my experience, I don't get a female vibe off of X at all.
No, not at all. No, there isn't.
Maybe a few journos, all right, but that's it. Like, but it's mostly angry men giving out about shit, and a lot of far right are on. And like, I'm as left as you can go. Yeah. And it's all far right shit on my freaking TikTok.
Exactly.
Or on my Twitter.
Yeah. And it feels like you can't curate it. I feel like no matter how much blocking I do, they still seem to get in. So no. But go on.
So that's the Late Late.
That's the Late Late,
yeah.
Team pro. I'm very pro the Late Late.
Oh, so actually, are you pro the Late Late?
Yes, I do think it's. I do think it's lovely for a Friday evening. I don't watch it.
Don't you?
Particularly, but like.
Do you like the notion that
I
it's
like
on?
that it's there. Yeah. I like the safety of it, that it's there, and that you could end up on it, and that it's. I feel like it's in safe hands with Patrick.
Yeah,
and
I would say, and he has brought a lot of comics on. Like, I mean, Chris is on. Emma has been on, Deirdre's been on, Mike Rice, Vittorio.
Yeah.
So he is definitely, which I think is probably good for our industry.
And he's brought like people from the north, and there's been an awful lot of like guests from the north. People have been saying that because he's a bit of a Nordie himself.
Yeah, less of that, like.
Oh, do you know, I'm all for it. I'm all for the mix. I just think it's lovely. I just think it's for like my mum and dad, even though they probably don't particularly watch it, but like that, you know, it's there. It's like a little cozy. Yeah. We can't be getting rid of everything.
You can't, no. And I think some things are a national institution. I definitely think it's gone in terms of its popularity of what it once was.
And it's not like it wasn't groundbreaking. It's not groundbreaking anymore.
It was a kingmaker back in the day.
Yeah, 100%. Or it was dealing with big issues. But like, also, the fellas that are commenting saying, I hate this, just go away.
Do you remember when they brought Eamon Casey and fucking like that? But you just said the big issues there. And I was like, fucking
Or
hell.
when Gay Byrne wouldn't sit down when Jerry Adams was there. He stayed standing. In the audience a few times, don't know.
Was he afraid that Jerry was going to kill him?
Well, I don't know.
I mean,
I
taking
don't
out
know.
fucking
Allegedly.
Kalashnikov out of his beard.
There was lots of things like that. Like Gabe Byrne was making strong stances. And your man, what's his name? P Flynn and all that. Patrick Flynn.
Sometimes I just love... I love watching that clip. I'll go back and watch that clip. It's very hard to keep two houses going when you have a housekeeper and you have a butler and you have someone to wipe your arse. It's very hard. Try it sometime, I'll tell you.
I go back to the one, I did. I saw it live. I go back to the one where they rang the person and she won a car and her daughter had just died.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Amazing telly. But Gabe Byrne dealt with it so well because he's a lovely man and he got, what's his name? Is it Brendan Kennelly? The poet was there. And Gabe just kind of went, Brendan, would you have any kind of poem that could offer a bit of solace? And then he burst out into this beautiful poem.
I just got a whiff of your perfume there. It's lovely.
Pure poison, lovely. Pure poison, yeah.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
what it's called. Don't be taken in by that.
Now.
Don't be taken in by that. That could kill you. Yeah. Anyway, Team Late Late Show.
Team Late Late Show. All right.
It's my little flag for the Late Late Show.
I would say with Late Late Show, I think I would actually, even though I don't think it is what it once was, I think it's an Irish institution and I would be also Team Late Late Show.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Let's
leave it alone. And if you don't
alone.
like it, fuck off. Yeah.
Hashtag Greenland.
Oh, Greenland.
I know.
Trump wants to do something with Greenland. It's one of those things that I say to my husband all the time, go and tell me about Greenland. Should I be worried about it? And Shane's like, no, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think Shane's wrong.
He probably is wrong, but he's very optimistic.
Yeah, no, and it's good.
You can't be taking Greenland.
But
that'd be fairly controversial.
Well, it belongs to Denmark by all accounts. Denmark own it, Denmark govern it, Denmark have the flag there. And it's a fucking weird one, like. He's like, we have to have it for security.
Why? Like, I don't know. I
think he's a power. I think democracy is gone, Laura. This is my hot take now, right? I think democracy is yesterday's news. Putin's a dictator. Your man in China's a dictator. Your man in North Korea is a dictator. Trump is looking on. He's like, why don't I just take fucking the lads down there and we'll have a bit of Greenland and we'll take their oil, we'll take their minerals.
I know. It makes me want to put my head in the sand to all of those things. And part of me is always like, maybe they'll just die.
Well, yeah, but your man is bad though behind him, Vance.
Well, this is the problem, is that the lineage is probably worse. But I just have kind of endless faith that like it'll just come right eventually. Maybe not pluck. We'll call this fuck.
Squash.
Fuck him into hell.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I know what I can and can't engage with, and I have to keep my head clear on those bits because I'm just like, ugh.
Okay.
Yuck.
I respect
Yuck,
that. That's
yuck.
absolutely. And you know what? I need to do more of that in my life because I go into these fucking holes.
Well, I go different holes, like, but I can't.
We love
do
our
that.
holes.
I'll go into any old hole for you, but no, I can't. Which is probably a cop out, but I'm like, I'm copping out in it because I'm protecting my head.
Last thing I'd say about Greenland, right, is if he gets into Greenland, then Iceland then is only down the road from it, right?
Yeah.
And sure, like if any of Europe then start to fortify Iceland, then he'll take Iceland.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, sure, look, I may as well take Ireland then. They're next.
He won't take us. Them fishermen will go cracked.
Yeah. The thing I think is half of Ireland will be like, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, they're the same half, I'd say, that are commenting fuck the Late Late Show.
Yeah, fuck those
You know,
guys.
it's all connected.
Hashtag Monjaro.
Oh, hello.
And it was trending. And I said to myself, I have to bring it up because the regular listeners here to the podcast know that I have a prescription for Monjaro. I haven't cashed the chips in yet. I probably will. I more than likely will. I'm 90% will. I've got a bit of a cold and flu going on at the moment. And I have this other project that I'm doing, the 369 project in January. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, I'll get through that now and I'll see how my headspace is in early February, and then I'm fairly certain I'm going to do it.
Jab it straight into your hole, bite. That's what I say.
Do you jab it into your hole?
No, you don't. Please don't. So
into your arse cheek, like.
Right into your, any bit of you.
Is it?
Into your eye. I've spoken about this. I have been on Monjaro since April. I'd say it's trending now because of old bastardy tabloids that are like, oh my God, the weight loss jab's going to make you go blind.
Because when it was trending, I went into it and it was like...
no, there's no good in there.
The fear-mongering, like the big thing now this week that I read, right, was results are in from Monjaro. It looks like you're going to have to do it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, big
I'm
news.
Like, okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
This is actually...
Sure, you're going to eat for the rest of your life as well, aren't you?
But this is what I can't get beyond, because like I notice now that there's a lot of talk about it online, and there's a lot of that of like, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you come off it? And I'm there going, I'm not coming off nothing. Like, you wouldn't say that to somebody that's on blood pressure tablets. What are you going to do when you come off the blood pressure tablets? I'm not going to come off them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to have a banger. So like, I was very reluctant. I'll give you a little quick snapshot. So I was very anti the jabs. Why? Because I kind of didn't want to have to face up to the fact that maybe I had weight to lose. So I decided to take a kind of no, that's crazy. It's only all Noel Khan. A friend of mine who was very ahead of the curve a couple of years ago, about 4 years ago, told me that they were going on Ozempic, and I thought this person was mental. I was like, this is mental. This is vanity. This Egypt has bigger problems now to face up to than this, right? But the person went on it and looks great, and sorted out a whole load of other stuff in the meantime.
Do I know this person?
You do, not personally. I'll tell you after. So I went...
And that's the end of the podcast, guys.
I went on it in April, like full of trepidation. I was only telling my mum the other day, I was actually hosting a gig up in Farranree, hosting a kind of... what's it called? It's like Farranree Fest, basically. The day that I did the injection, don't ask me why I felt the need to do the injection that day. So I had done the first injection at home, and I was literally sitting in the church in Farranree going, oh Jesus, what's going to happen here? Like, I'm going to keel over. Like, I'm kind of like, what's that? Oh my God. Or like expecting 4 stone to fall onto the floor. So I was like,
I'll just take that with me there now, lads. Sorry about that.
I'm there sitting next to the Lord Mayor going, he doesn't know what I've done. So I was up to 90 over it, and I had made such a mess of the injection as well. I was all fingers and thumbs. Like, I cannot tell you how easy it is to inject it. Oh my God, it's so easy. But I was all fingers and thumbs and nearly pricking myself.
Are you able to do it by yourself?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Is it into your arm, Laura?
No, into your tummy.
Into your tummy.
Well, you can do your arm as well, but the easiest place to do in your tummy, and it's literally just, it's like an EpiPen. It's like if you got to buy your own, just went dunk.
Okay. Because the doctor told me, if you want to come in now, we'll bring you into the nurse. There's no need for that, is there?
That'd be ridiculous.
Okay.
I got a demo in the farm. I bought it. I went back out to the car, and I was like, no, I have to go back in. So I went back into the pharmacist. I was like, can you just show me how to do it? She showed me. Grand. I did it at home. I definitely stabbed myself. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to have given myself some disease now as well from stabbing myself. I was up to 90, did the gig in Farranree. I was like, they all know what I've done.
She's a druggie.
Look at her.
There's needles all over the back of her car.
I'm there rocking back and forth. And they talk about sulphur. Burps is one of the main symptoms. I'm like, oh Jesus, I'm going to be sulphur now all over the Lord Mayor, but I wasn't. So anyway, grand. The first couple of days, like I'm not a medical professional now, but I really want you to go on it so we can have the chats about it.
Oh, I do think I'm going to do it.
The first couple of days, you are like, is it working? No, I'm doing this. I'm in charge. No, I'm making myself not want to eat that.
Did it work straight away?
It is like, I went through my GP, and the GP said it's like flicking a switch. Your head will just go boop, and now you're off, right? I was like, no. And again, I was like, she doesn't know my head. My head is a very powerful old bit of stuff. I'm like, I'll be able to overcome it. I'll be able to outsmart it. So it'll be trying. I'm going to gain weight on this. This is what I was like, I'm going to outsmart the Manjaro. I cannot describe it. I can't even put words to it. It just does something to you. And you're so happy, because this is what you see as well, is like, oh, I lost all my love of food. No, you didn't, you fucking idiot. I still have the same love of food. I'm just not going to consume the same amount. I can still have a whisper. Yesterday was a terrible day. I had lived on Cocoa Pops and Freddos, and I was thrilled because I don't have the same guilt. I don't have that feeling of like, oh, you fucked it now, Laura. You've put up 6 pounds.
Yeah.
So
I love Cocoa Pops and Freddos.
Do you know what I love is the cocoa flakes. The choco, like they're a flake rather than a pop. Oh yeah, hello, hello flakes. They're.
Can you send me a picture of those?
I will.
Have you got them at home?
I will. I'll send you a picture the minute I go home.
Yeah.
So basically, I went on in April. Like, there are moments in the process where you're like, it's not working, I'm losing nothing, I plateaued, I maintained, blah, blah, blah. And on top of all this, I still was battling with body positive me, which is like, you must love yourself as you are. But for me, it was just like I was starting to look into the mirror and not recognise my face. I was starting to see pictures of myself and be like, oh, that's my side profile. Like, I don't have full mirrors in my house, so it was always very shocking to suddenly see myself on the side.
That's the thing for me. See, I don't think I don't really care about how I look.
Yeah.
Right? Like, people often say to me, geez, you've a lovely beard. And I'm like, thank you so much. I only have a beard because I couldn't be arsed to shave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm just like, do you know that kind of way?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't worry about my clothes as much.
That's why my fanny is never shaved.
And the Manjaro will take care of that for us.
It all fell off.
It all fell off.
It's the hair
Side
loss.
effect.
The hair loss.
But the thing that gets me, right, is obviously we're online a lot and we're putting up reels and shit like that. I'll see something that I've done and I'm on stage and I'm like, oh my God, is that what I look like?
Yeah, and I think in my case...
And I hate that I think like that, Laura, by the way.
But look, sorry,
because I love me. I love
myself in all my forms, but we're programmed that way. Again, it's back to America's Next Top Model, the Swan, the X Factor, being told that a size 12 was too big. All of that shit is in our soul. Magazines that girls had, it's all in there. But
Jesus, that was toxic enough.
Totally toxic.
I remember going to see Julie J's show.
Julie! Hi, Cornelius.
What was she did a show about Britney Spears?
She did.
And she was bringing up stuff like that from the X Factor and from magazines. And I completely grew up in that era and that went over my head. But when she was saying, I was just like, oh, fuck it, yeah.
That was going into our souls, definitely.
But it's like your dad coming home, right? Talking about all the deaths, right? It's what you hear goes into your fucking brain, into your subconscious. And that's the thing with affirmations and with stuff is because your head can only hold a certain amount anyway.
Yeah.
So the more good stuff you put in, it'll push out the shit.
Well, this is why I'm pushing out Greenland and stuff, because I'm like, no, leave space for this. But I think the thing with Manjaro is, it was Deirdre O'Kane said it to me about something else, not about Manjaro, but she was like, Laura, science exists for a reason. And that rings in my brain all the time. Like, there is now science to help. Like, people are like, why don't you walk more and eat less? That's lovely. That doesn't work with my genes. It doesn't work with my physical genes or the genes I buy in the shop. Like, as in, that doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I could be walking around the tank field. I could be getting my 10,000 steps. I could be getting all my nutrients. I could be doing my calorie deficit. My body rejects all of that. It just won't happen.
So what happens then? Does it just, you just forget?
It's like magic. It's like magic.
Like a fucking wand.
Loop, boop, boop. It's just, I'm still eating. I'm getting my protein. I feel fed. I feel healthy. I feel happy. And I'm currently just over 4 stone gone since April. Do you know what I mean? The one that gets me, about looking at yourself is the improv panto. Because in the improv panto, we're sticking on costumes half. Like, we're not even zipping them up properly. And then the video goes out to promote the improv panto after the first weekend. And you haven't even had the costume on properly. And now there's a shot of you from the side doing some sort of chaotic bending or singing or something. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. And that angle as well. Like, there's people taking videos of you from down low, you're up high. A lot of that was confronting for me. I started to see my brother's face, and I have no interest in seeing my brother's face in real life, let alone in the mirror.
Shout out to Laura's brother in the States. Go fuck yourself.
So I'm like, I just needed, I want to be healthy for my kids. And the other big thing for Manjaro is that there's loads of research being done now that it's like going to help with polycystic ovaries, going to help with addiction. There's talk now of like that people that have alcohol problems, that it might be a way of switching off their brain as well. I think we're only at the start of it ultimately being amazing. Yeah. And obviously there's side effects sometimes. But
Did you get any side effects?
The same as irritable bowel. Those the scutters every now and again.
Sure, look, listen.
Try that anyway. Hair loss is the only thing.
Yeah.
Hair loss is the only thing that's kind of upsetting. That's what I said. And as well, we live in a world of hair extensions and stuff.
And teeth extensions, like, do you know what I mean?
Teeth extensions.
You can go out and get new
teeth extended.
Or things.
But exactly, we have things, science, it's all science.
Yeah, Botox, you can get rid of these things, you can get these things bigger, you can get this fucking sorted,
and
you can get this done.
Do what you like. And if you are sitting at home wondering about the Manjaro, just try it. You can come back off it again if you want. I'm fairly certain I'm going to do it. I'm excited for you.
That concludes Trending Topics with Cornelius Special.
Lovely. Oh, lovely.
Thank you. Question time, Laura.
Ready?
Fitness lads in the DMs.
Yes.
Sliding into your DMs.
Yes.
You have an issue with this?
I do. Now, I've realised a lot of them are bots. So you get, I didn't realise this at the time, I get a lot of DMs, fellas going, hey Laura, how are you? Love your page, right? That's the first lie anyway, because Jerry hasn't been looking at the page. Love the page, really interested in the community you've grown and everything. Anyway, we're running a weight loss program. My name is Jerry Casey Fitness. Running a weight loss program, have looked at your page, think you're an ideal candidate for it. Hello, Jerry. And would you be interested? Free of charge. We'll offer you a program, blah, 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 blah. And all you have to do is post a couple of videos about us to your followers. We really think your followers would be like the target market for this, right? They're looking at my followers thinking of all the poor creators, right? So some of them are real, but some of them are bots, I've realised, or some of them are like American kind of things, whatever. So all the time along, I used send back mixed responses. My main one is, this is outrageous. This is cold calling. You don't know anything about me. What if I had an eating disorder? What if I really suffered with my body image and you've now come into my DMs to tell me basically that you've seen my profile, you think I'm fucked and you can help me, right? Not great. Then I used to get saucy and be like, well, I actually do a podcast with an Olympian, so if I need any advice on anything, I might maybe go to him. He has a world championships. That was for a while. Now I just send back, I'm in the jabs, fuck off. I'm doing the jabs, fuck off.
Have you had people mail you this year?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. And I do think it's a terrible practice. It's like ringing somebody on the phone going, hello, you're very chubby, so I'll help you, and you tell could you imagine getting that phone call at home? I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, it's an awful practice. I'm like, I don't know, is anyone making this a business? Like, I'm like, and sometimes they're kind of young fellas, they're kind of young. The picture is certainly of a young kind of doty 19-year-old that thinks like, oh, I'm going to, and a lot of it is, for mums that feel they've let themselves go. I'm like, I don't feel like I've let myself go, my friends. I feel like, it was lovely having those kids, so fuck off. It's preying on, I don't mind them getting on to me, but I think of people that are like vulnerable or feeling very unsure of themselves or feeling like maybe they have let themselves, like that motherhood has completely swamped them or whatever. Those poor creatures getting those messages, fuck off. And in a million fits, I wouldn't post to my followers about that. Are you joking me?
Yeah.
I'd lose about 20,000 followers because they'd be like, what the fuck are you doing that for, Laura?
Yeah. Because it's not on your brand.
I got asked to do fanny vitamins and I was like, no, I'm good for that. Thanks, Savelle.
What are fanny vitamins?
They are, I'd say, not something that you'd need. Something about,
we don't know.
They started saying things about my fanny biome and I was like, my fanny doesn't have any biome. There's no biome in there.
Send us on a meal there to have a look at your biome.
I was like, no. I couldn't imagine turning around to my followers and being like, very earnestly going, hey guys, how's your vaginal health? Like, no. I just couldn't imagine it. Try at best.
30 of these for a month.
Try at best. No. So I had to say no to that. And like the money was good, but I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's not worth it.
So, okay. So, and is there anyone else then that we'll say in that industry that you've kind of have slipped in trying to get you to...
In the fitness lads, is it?
Yeah.
Well, mostly bots and stuff. Like, as in, how do you mean?
No, like, do you know the way you had someone coming in there now trying to sell you a vaginal things as well?
Oh, no. People know not to really ask me to do ads and stuff because I won't do them unless they're like,
you want to do the ad.
If it's for like a hotel where me and the family can go away, absolutely. So, Centre Parks. If you need me to advertise for you guys,
or
me and Con will advertise for you, no bother. But like stuff like, I just can't keep a straight face about any of these things. But I do understand that people need to do it for their work. I was reading a thing the other
I'd love if you got the fanny vitamins as a sponsor for the Red Raw podcast. And Rob had to do the shout out.
Hello, Fanny. Do you have a fanny? I personally don't.
I use these every week.
But my mar has a fanny. No, it's not for me. It's not for me. They know not to ask. And then there's times where I'm like, why don't they ask me to do stuff?
Yeah.
But it's because I've been like, don't ask me.
Yeah. I get your point about we'll say with the fitness gurus sliding into DMs that they don't know that they're looking and they're going, oh look, this lad here looks like he's about 4 stone overweight, but it could be an underlying issue.
Yeah,
I get that point. All right, yeah. Whereas I'm okay with it in general.
Okay,
because I think. Because I like the hustle. I like when someone has got a bit of hustle, a bit of chutzpah about them, and they're like, but I never actually thought of it from that perspective. So that's a good one. With the fanny vitamins, I'd be like,
you're going to sell them?
If they had penis enlargement vitamins, I'd take them, lads.
Yeah.
If there's one out there, I'll give it a go.
Surely you wouldn't need them the size of it.
Sure, look, listen, it's wrapped around my left leg there now at the moment, so it'll be grand. But I don't mind the hustle of it, but I didn't ever consider that actually. And I think that is, that's very true.
And I think more often than not, they're asking females. They're not cold calling men, I don't think.
No,
for
I've
the
never,
most
I've
part.
never, and I'm
No.
I'm overweight, and no one has ever come in.
I'd say
What's wrong with
I've
me?
had
Fucking pricks.
I'd say I've had 30.
30.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah, they really want to help me.
Yeah.
And they really don't like that I found a way to help myself.
And they're kind of fucked now as well, aren't they? Like Weight Watchers and all them places.
Yeah.
They're kind of fucked. Like.
They are a bit fucked, but I think if you were clever, you'd incorporate it. Like if somebody was to be a personal trainer and say, hey, GLP-1s are an absolute massive part of the horizon going forward, I will now offer you a program that ties in with being on the GLP-1s. There's a clever little fitness guy. No, I'm still not going to him.
Yeah.
I still have no notion of going to him. But it would be a good way to approach, as opposed to, I've seen a few people recently in January doing a lot of denouncing or a lot of, yeah, okay, they're a way to go, but you know, like you have to change your kind of whole approach to eating first and then we can maybe look at them. I'm like, no, just go on them.
Just
They're
go
great.
on them.
Yeah, and you can work on your...
Shut up and go on them.
Just shut up.
Are you 2.5 or 5?
5.
And did you start on 5?
I started on 2.5 and if I were you, I'd stay on 2.5 as long as humanly possible, as long as you're losing, and then up to 5. And I don't think you need to go further than that.
Okay. All right. Okay. I can't wait.
Not a doctor, not a GP, guys.
Not a GP, not
just a
medical advice.
hypochondriac.
You got it. You heard it here first. Wellness gurus deeply unwell.
Oh.
Because just for context, I texted you during the week about the podcast, and I said, "Look, I'm disagreeing with a lot of your stories here. Let's talk about it on my podcast.
Yes.
What is annoying you?" And you were like, "Wellness gurus deeply unwell."
Now, again, context is everything.
And context, and you're here to give the context.
Yeah, I mean, con is in your name, but you actually don't be seeming to give no context here.
There's
okay,
no text.
there's no context.
Con.
I believe that there are wellness people online who make their business out of doing wellness things, whatever that is, be it gut health or be it fanny vitamins or be it retreats or caminos or any of that. Not all. But I believe that there are people that are selling us wellness that themselves are not well, right? And I think that is a problem. Now, I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying that you have to be in peak mental health to talk to me about wellness. I'm not saying that. And I know a lot of people that have been through stuff and have come out the other side make very good wellness gurus. But I do think that there's also fellas and women that are like, they see a niche in the market, they suddenly decide they're an expert on it. They actually have nothing to back that up, and they're suddenly offering you advice. And I think you should just be very mindful of who you take advice from, because some of the wellness people that are like, hey guys, this is what you need to do for wellness, are in their day-to-day life fucked. And I think the one that set you off was I said about the use of the word mindset. I think there are people...
Because I'd be rattling. I was like, is this a fucking dig at me?
Oh, no, it wasn't at all. I've never heard you say mindset, but now that you mention it, I have heard you say it. No, there was a guy who mindset is in his Insta name, right?
Okay.
So he's like...
Mike Mindset.
Johnny Mindset or something, right? And look, fair play to him. Johnny Mindset is making plenty of money. And I don't think there's really much malice in it.
Yeah.
But I think you do have to be careful. And there's another fella that is always banging on about mindset. And actually all he's saying is you need to keep your head well, which we're all saying. But he's giving it a capital letter. You know, he's giving it mindset with a capital M. Just like the way, you know, other things get like, you know, I could decide that I was going to become a breakfast expert. So breakfast suddenly gets a capital B. Or you know, there's sleep experts for babies. So sleep is suddenly like, and it's like, well, the baby is learning how to sleep and you're facilitating how to get your baby to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know that we need hundreds of books about that. Every baby is different. You could figure it out. Like I was talking to Shane last night about potty training. I know how to do potty training. I'm an absolute solid potty trainer. I'm certain I could put a book together about it, but I won't because I happen to have babies that are very easy to potty
Put your
train.
ass on the potty.
Yeah.
Squeeze until the poo comes out.
Yeah, just
Well done.
I could become like Laura O'Mahony, potty wellness expert.
The potty beer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. My potty mouth. You know, like there's loads of things. I just think you have to be a smally bit careful. There's fellas that I see going around giving talks, right? Wellness talks. And I'm like, I wouldn't.
That fella's not well.
I wouldn't ask him for fucking directions, let alone how to live my life. And I appreciate that they're making money. It's a bit like, you know, John Edward, he's a psychic medium, right? I went to see him.
Not the singer.
No, not
Jedward.
Not Jedward, no. I went to see him in the Opera House, right? He's a psychic medium, bit on the fence. Went to see it.
Sorry, pause.
how are you on the fence? What are you on? Do you potentially might believe it?
I'd love the notion that they could talk to people, right? I would love that. That would make me so happy. The kind of security that there is something beyond, right?
Is there a part of you that thinks that show is
no.
Good.
No. But and having seen it in the opera,
I'm disappointed now that it's a no as well.
Having seen it in the opera, so I'll get to my point, right? So John is there doing. He starts talking about various things. I'm putting my hand up for everything because I'm like, I just need this man to come to me. Bus crashing loud, yeah, that sounds familiar. And Mama's like, put your hand down, Laura. Put your hand down. I'm just trying to get him to come to me because I feel like if there's people with me that they'd be quite strong and vocal, and if he can read them, he would, right? So anyway, he read loads of people, fine. He didn't come to us. My people did not come through, right? And he hops into a taxi straight away immediately afterwards. You've no access to him, right? There's no chance of catching him at stage door or anything. So I came away from that though going, now, you could view that as malice, like making people think that there's something that there's not or whatever. But everybody went away from that show full of hope, right? Because he did read some people and some people were crying and feeling like it was real and all of that. And I'm like, oh, my overriding feeling leaving is hopeful.
Did you enjoy the show? Was the show good?
Oh, thoroughly enjoyed the show. And he's handsome as well, which helps.
Yeah.
This was years ago now. But it's the same with the wellness people. I don't think there's malice intended. I do think that they think they're helping, but there are some ones. It becomes all about the selling for them. And there are also ones that buy into their own bullshit so much that they don't kind of stop and think, am I actually able to give this advice? Like if I'm looking for advice, really, I think I want the person to have done some therapy. I think I want them to have maybe trained to give it to me. I don't know, do I want Johnny had a breakdown from the street to come on and give me a speech now that he's stopped having the breakdown? Do you know what I mean?
No, I do know what you mean. We had a coach years ago. When you were saying this to me there now, this fella popped into my head, and I'm not going to give any names, right? Or I'm not going to say the club or anything. But anyway, I was playing at the time, and we had a new coach, new training fella coming down from Cork, right? And he was supposed to be the best now, absolutely unreal. We're all going into the hall. There was about 35, 40 men between 20 and 35. Start of the season, new coach down. This fella's the top of the range, and he was about 6 or 7 stone overweight, right?
Yeah.
Big, massive, and he was tight t-shirt, and he had a helper with him, right? And the helper was putting out the cones, right? And then he'd be like, all right, lads, we're going to do 10 squats, 10 push-ups, 10 star jumps, 10 running on the spot. Shawnee, show him what I mean.
Wow.
He had your man.
How'd you get to be that guy?
He had your man doing this guy was getting out, but your man was putting out all the cones, and your man was super fit, like.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you need the hands to go right up to the top now, boys, up to the top. And he was like charging the club. I don't know what the money was at the time anyway, but he was charging the club a fee to fucking do this. So there are definitely charlatans out there. Like, I'm not saying now this fella's name at all.
But
I felt that.
Yeah, you have to be wise. Like, I know one individual who is very esteemed in the wellness community, and I know interactions that person has had in their normal life that would suggest to me that they're not one bit well, and that they'd be the last person you take advice from.
Yeah.
Or often you'd hear of people going, I'm going doing life coaching in college, and like I'm going back to do life coaching.
I'd love to be a life coach though. I'd say you'd be a good life coach.
Yeah, I think I'd be quite a good life coach, but I also know that like it's not up to me to tell anyone how to live their life. But some of the people that I know that went back for life coach, and I'm like, are we
get your own life in order first?
Yeah, and it's not to be harsh, but there definitely is. There's fellas and women online talking into that camera, saying little stock phrases about wellness. And I know there are innocent, vulnerable people watching thinking, oh my God, look at them, they've all their shit together. And I'm telling you now they don't. And I'm telling you, their background might be very peaceful. You know, they're out in a fucking ditch or something, and you go into their house and they're shitting the floor. Do you know, the same way that they're shitting the floor in your house, the same way there's a shitting floor in my house. Like, don't be taken in by them. Take what you want from them. Realise that a lot of the time they're selling, and also realise a lot of the time they're selling you stuff you actually don't need. Like, to be well, really, you need to take care of your own mind.
But would you, I agree, but a small bit of a pushback, would you agree that sometimes in certain situations, and I'm not talking about the charlatans here now, like, you know, I'm talking about, like, for example, my friend Pete now, he's a physical trainer, right?
Yeah.
And he's got customers that have come to him for 12, 13 years, and like, they just love him because of from the physical kind of training, but they talk a lot as well. Am I talking into the microphone there properly? Sorry.
he said like there's almost a relationship there now with them as well. Like,
yeah, but that's totally different. I can see how Pete would be quite. Is that the mine guy?
The mine guy, yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see, even talking to him, I find very peaceful.
Oh,
yeah.
He's honestly
he's very insightful.
He's so clever, Laura.
Yeah,
honest to God,
I really like him.
And like I've been in cars with him now a lot this year or last year going to gigs, and like you wouldn't like next thing he goes, yeah, and I was in Hong Kong anyway, and do you know, he'll just throw out stuff and he'll have a story that's apt to what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's different. I think he's building a personal relationship with them. I think it's online stuff. It's easy to look like you've everything together online. I think I am really specifically talking about online.
Yeah, it's easy curated, isn't it?
It's completely the same way that we can curate any of our stuff. Like if I'm filming, mostly it's me you get on Instagram. But if I filmed something and I'm like, oh fuck it, you can see that there's like the dishwasher isn't done, I might shoot it again.
Yeah.
Just because. And so it's the same with these. Like, and there are people that are like, we'll say the likes of Brezzy, he's genuinely trying to help. It's coming from
Brezzy's a good example.
Yeah, it's coming from a good place, and he has done a lot of work and all of that.
Brezzy's not going to slide into your fucking DMs either.
Brezzy's not, and he can if he wants. If you want, Niall, hi Niall. But like,
slide into Laura's.
It's coming from a good place. It's not misintention, but then I think there's other people that are like, I could be like Brezzy, and then they pick up the camera and they're like, hello, Mindset. Actually, I'm going to change my Instagram name to Jerry Mindset. And how are you feeling today? Some days you'll feel bad.
Don't.
But yeah,
that's the trick.
But other days you'll feel good. And have you thought about walking? And suddenly it's like blah, 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 blah. Or it's like, don't beat yourself up today if you didn't do your walk. You could do it tomorrow. And today you could just do a small jog. And you know what that is? Mindset. And it's like, people are like, oh yeah, mindset. You just be careful.
Jerry Mindset's flying.
Jerry Mindset.
I might fucking sign up to him.
You just have to be, mine is never from a point of hatred. It's actually from a point of please just be careful. There's an awful lot of dopes trying to sell you shit. Do you know?
God.
Holy God. Yeah. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us all about God. Oh, sorry, hit my mic there.
I'm a big fan of my version of him. My version of him is sound. I've always been fairly into Holy God.
You have? What's your version of Holy God now? Would you have no chat with him every day?
I would. In the night. I was only talking
in the bed beside Shane?
In the bed beside Shane.
While he's asleep?
Yeah. Shane probably isn't in now yet at this time.
Yeah.
It'd be when I go to bed first. I was only talking about this the other day. I've changed my prayer. So it used to be... first of all, I used to, don't ask me why. It's Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there's hatred, let me show love. It's basically, make me a channel of your peace, but the prayer version, right? I just liked it in school. But I used to say, God, thank you for all the blessings and talents you've blessed me and all my family with. Please keep us all safe from all harm, and please don't let any of us die for ages and ages and ages, right? Yeah. Now, only the other day, it occurred to me, that's quite negative. That's like, Jesus Christ, there's going to be harm and death.
Get on to Jerry Mindset. He'll give you a few affirmations.
Jerry, would you ever help me to fix this? So I fixed it now. Not fully fixed. I haven't settled on the exact wording, but it's along the lines of, hi God, thanks for all the blessings you blessed me and all my family with. Please continue for our lives to be joyful and happy as they are, right? And then I think of all my little collection of people that have died, and I've got a kind of a solid crew that I think are around, and that be my big chat with him. But I feel like look, I don't, again, like anything, I don't like to examine it in too much depth, but I like the notion of there is somebody minding us and there is somebody minding my kids, and the people that have died belonging to us have gone somewhere safe and they are waiting for us and they are minding us, and I like all of that. And like, you know, obviously Catholic Church isn't the perfect vessel for it. There's lots of aspects that I don't enjoy there, obviously, but like, I go to Mass at Christmas, we go to some Masses during the year with my mum and Polly and Alfie, because they are making their communion. Polly made her communion, Alfie will make his. I like that they feel they have a guiding light, and it is some version of God, and he is sound, but he loves me, he loves gay people, he's happy for people to have sex before marriage, he loves transgender people, he is sound. He thinks there shouldn't be wars, he thinks there should be peace, he thinks people that talk about mindset should shut the fuck up. He's a version of me, and
you are him.
He's pretty into.
He could be a she.
He's a big Laura fan. He is pretty strong on You're Doing Great.
He listens to the podcast every week.
Great. He loves the podcast, loves Tiny Little Olympians. No, but I do feel like that there's somebody on I like the feeling of security that I'm not alone, that there is somebody I can pray to. When my dad was sick, he was diagnosed with bowel cancer, thankfully. He is 2 years clear. Straight onto God, Jesus Christ, will you mind him?
Yeah.
And having that extra layer to feel like there was somebody keeping us safe, whether it's real or imaginary, a bit like the affirmations, like I'm putting it into my head because I need to believe that to be able to not freak out.
Yeah, but you think it's real, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing that was hard for me for a while, was like going, oh, I don't know, is it real or not? Being honest, that was just kind of to hold face around my peers, because it was kind of cool for a long time to say, oh, fucking God, there's a load of bollocks.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, and I think actually particularly with comedians.
Yeah, especially with comedians. It's very rare that people like, and I'm not a holy Joe at all now.
Well, I was called the Holy One in college.
Yeah.
When I was doing drama and theatre studies. The rest of them were doing horse tranquilizers, and I was on the parish council. And they used to be like, oh, here's Laura, the Holy One. They're off their fucking face on ketamine, and I'm like, I can't, guys, I have to go to a liturgy meeting. A liturgy meeting with the priest.
Were you a Eucharistic minister?
No, I wasn't. The priest feckin' asked me to be on the parish council, and it felt like God asking. I felt like, fuck, I can't say no to this. And I used to be horrified that like I'd get a vocation. I'd be like, Jesus Christ, don't anyone be making me be a nun. But so I used to be in the liturgy group. It was all about the mass.
Yeah.
But I used to like it because I used to be able to ask the priest things. I used to be like, what do you think of this now? And why do you always sing that bit and you don't say that bit? We used to have crack. It was mainly just people buying biscuits. It was mainly like who's getting the biscuits for next week's meeting. But they used to call me the Holy One because I lived at home, because I was known for going to a little bit of mass every now and again, and I definitely wasn't doing drugs.
Did you ever do drugs?
No.
Ever?
I'd die, if I had them, I'd die, even though I'd be very tempted to have a bit of weed for the endometriosis. I'd say it'd be great.
Well,
Take the old age off.
I know someone who could get you some of that.
You're always high up on my list if I needed somebody to ring.
I'm off the smoke now. I'm trying to stop smoking.
Yeah.
But, and I have curtailed an awful lot now. I have curtailed. Obviously, you can't be going through. You can't when you've got two small kids and you're on the road all the time.
Yeah.
But I do like purely for medicinal, Laura.
But didn't you talk on the podcast about COPD? Is that very personal? Didn't
about
you?
who?
COPD at one point.
What's COPD?
They were worried that you had COPD.
What's that?
You definitely spoke about this in the podcast because I did not make this up.
What is COPD?
COPD was like a breathing condition that they were worried about you having. This is about 2 or 3 years ago, and that's why you stopped smoking. And Noelle used to be making you the brownies. This definitely happened.
Because I had a thing with my liver. All right. Yeah.
No, it definitely happened because I didn't make it up. I'm going to have to go back.
Maybe now.
On the Patreon, there was some concern that you had to stop the actual smoking activity.
Because did you mention it? I was on inhalers there a couple of years ago.
I'm telling you.
I just doubled down on the weed and I kind of forgot to take the inhalers.
But you do sound, even though you're sick today, you do sound a lot less spluttery.
Yeah. No, I've pulled back now a good bit. But I will, to the day I die, I'll be an advocate for marijuana because it saved my life.
Yeah.
It saved my action. We're talking about God. I'm like, it saved my life because I didn't want to be around at all. And this would make me...
When? Sorry.
I would say, more specifically, just... Trying to think now, I met Noelle in 2013. It was before that.
Okay.
It was 2010, I'd say. 2010, 2011. And I was just not happy at all. And I went to America, to Mike, over to Uncle Mike.
Yeah.
And that's really when I started just having cannabis every day.
Okay.
And it just took away my anxiety. It took away... Now...
Can it give you a bit of it as well?
It can give you a bit of it. And everybody is different.
Oh, I think I'd die.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
You definitely wouldn't die.
Well, I'm certain I'd be ego. I'd be the first person in Cork that had a bit of weed and she died.
Yeah.
Me did.
No one has ever died from cannabis.
Well, hello.
It would be great if you did.
Cheers, our girl.
I'd be like, my friend Laura, she fucking just had a little bit.
It's all over the papers. It was all over the front of the Echo.
I saw it online, but I got this one then as well out of respect.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for medicinal. I would imagine, and even my mum has been in crippling pain for 2 years.
Oh my God, Laura!
And I was like, there was days where I was like, will I get on to con?
Well, I
she
know
was
a man.
tempted.
I know a man who knows a man.
She was tempted, but she's had an operation now and she's much better. But God, you've come to God.
Yeah, back to God.
Gotubin.
Má sé do holle. Nos na gwiha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was always lingering in the back of my head.
You say spiritual kind of, yeah.
I'd be agnostic. I mean, I like same as yourself, grew up as a Catholic human, do all the things that you have to do as an Irish person who have kids in the school system. So they've all done their communion, they're going to do their confirmation. Myself, we didn't go to Mass did I go to Mass? Oh, I did. I went to Mass this Christmas. I took my mother-in-law to Mass.
Okay.
And... but my relationship is, I'll have a chat with him. And how I pray is, I'll Nanam because and Vic, because Brittany, if I'm in, and then I'll be like, how are things?
Yeah.
What's the crack? Come here. I'm just on the way up there to the podcast. I told you this already. I did a decade on the way up here today. I said, I'm on the way up to the podcast. I'm going to do a decade there for you. And I'll tell you, the first one now was just for thanks for yourself, for being around and looking after me. Appreciate you. And then every other one, then I'll be like, this one's now for Hunter.
Oh, that's nice.
This one's for Harv.
Yeah.
And can you look after Noelle there? She's a pain in her knee at the moment. Try and help her knee. And then by the time then I get to 8 or 9, I've nearly everyone who I love looked after. And I don't feel guilty then of going, okay, sure, look, listen, if you wouldn't mind, I have a bit of a head cold there. Would you be able to try and sort out that there for me over the next couple of days? And stuff about my career and
but that's
stuff like that.
That's what I mean about he's my own version of him. Like I'm chatting to him the way I would chat to you or the way I chat to Laura or Rob or Shane or anyone, that it's like a kind of you know, I'm not doing hello holy Jesus, you know, it's the same way. Like I'd be very reluctant to call a doctor by anything other than their first name, because I'd be like, what are you talking about? Even Polly said to me the other day, Polly, my daughter, she's 10, she goes, I have an issue with one of the prayers, Mammy. And before she said it, I was like, I know which one it is. I said, go on, tell me what it is. She goes, the one where we have to say, I'm not worthy that you should enter under my roof. She goes, sure, I'm very worthy. I said, I've always had an issue with that one. Mom explained it then in kind of religious
you can change
terms.
it though, can't you?
Like, I'm like, I love that Polly has that vibe, that she has a feeling that God is this flexible thing, that it's not this kind of like my dad would be very, hello, Father O'Keefe to people, whereas I'd be like, all right, John, you know, like, because I think it needs to be, that the biggest problem with the Catholic Church is there's many problems, but this hierarchy of like, you know, they're living in golden palaces in the Vatican or whatever. Like, it's all that shit needs to be broken down. Like, I loved when they get the new Pope and there was like TikTok priests came out of the woodwork. They were like, oh my God, we've got a new Pope, and they're on TikTok. I'm like, this is thrilling. This is normalising things.
Do you pray with the kids?
I don't pray with them. I've heard you doing that and I thought, oh, that'd be a nice thing to do.
I tell you.
Yeah.
I know.
My mum does a bit. My mum does.
As an exercise, do it if you want. I'm not telling you what to do, all right?
He knows not to tell me what to do. I saw that look of panic across your face.
As an exercise, if you want, no pressure.
No pressure. I'll kill you.
I wouldn't even do it if I were you.
Do you know what?
Actually, forget about it.
Do you know? No, it doesn't exist at all.
I pray with the boys.
Yeah.
All right. And Hunter, my small fella, he's afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
Right. And the light has to be on at night and all that kind of stuff. And he moved into a new room recently. But when he does his prayers, oh my God, he just and we do the. We'll do an Our Father, a Hail Mary, a Glory Be, the classics, and then I'll finish off then, or I have a prayer that was on my wall as a kid that they know now off by heart, and then we'll finish off with a little informal chat with the Guardian Angels, and they can ask whatever they want from the Guardian Angels. But I get a great kick out of Harvey saying the prayers. What is it? Hail Mary, full of grace, Lord with you. So when Harvey's doing a Hail Mary, it's like, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou against women. And I've said it to him loads of times. I said it's
the monks, Harry.
Yeah. So, like I have to say now, if I find a bit of crack doing the prayers with them.
But that's the right thing to do, is make a crack. Yeah. I think Alfie would do well out of it, because Alfie's little soul, I can see it. I can see little worries and
tender,
and
Hunter's the same.
I just want to go inside his brain and be like, you're all right, please be okay while you're a teenager. But I think it might help actually a smally bit, because he's all about it. He's doing the religion after school, and he's full convinced the teacher thinks that he's like the greatest thing ever and all that, and it's
great. I watch the two boys now. They're like God, brilliant. And like when we'll do you know, what's your W for the day, what's your L for the day, we do that every day.
Okay.
And like they're gone since we were doing the prayers. Like Harvey was like, well, when Nana Colette passed, now that was my L for the month. Do you know what I mean? Like, like genuinely empathy,
and I'm
that I haven't seen in them prior to this.
I'm definitely thinking ahead, because, you know, my parents are well at the moment, but like I will need a way to present that is okay. And I think without Holy God's House, I'm fucking fighting a losing battle.
Well, Holy God's House will definitely help.
Yeah, Holy God's House will help and all of that. So yeah, I think it's a bit like Gaelga. It's making a bit of a return.
Yeah.
And I'm all right with it.
Do you listen to Kneecap?
Don't know, but I hate that kind of shit. Do you know, like I'm John Spillane for life forever. Like who's Laura into John Spillane?
Johnny Spills.
That's it. Johnny Spillane, musical
theatre. Did you go see
theatre.
him in Christmas this time in the Everland?
This is the first year we didn't go in ages.
Yeah.
We didn't go. We had a lot on, but I still love him.
I do love John Spillane.
I love John Spillane. I love Ger Wolfe. I would argue that Ger Wolfe is more talented. Oh.
Okay, well, I would. I can't enter into that argument. I've only seen Ger Wolfe once.
He's so
in
doty.
the lobby bar, about 455.
And he forgets all the lyrics to his own songs.
Well, then, like, I mean.
But he's probably a better musician.
Oh yeah, I love the heart that John Spillane has. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ. Do you know what I love? One of his favourite quips is "Fair play to me."
Yeah, and fair play to him.
Yeah, no,
He's
fair
right.
play to me, lads. Fair play to
But
me.
Kneecap, no, they're not my bag. Fair play. Let
Have
them
you
off.
listened to Kneecap?
No, I couldn't care less. Is that terrible?
No, it's not really.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
I'm too busy watching The
Do you
Traitors.
listen to any new? Is there new Traitors out?
There is, yeah.
What's it on?
The English one. The English one is 2 weeks in now. Why?
Is it on the
BBC. You have to get a VPN.
Fucking hell.
Go on anyway.
I have
sorry.
a VPL there now. So. Okay, we're now look, Laura.
That'll be the clip you'll use now with me slating Kneecap. I just don't know anything about them and I don't care.
Well, I don't do any of the clips. The lads do the clips, so I'll take it up with the lads.
I don't know about them. I don't care about them, and fair play to them.
Laura, it's well known that you hate Kneecap. What's that all about?
No, I don't. I just maybe they're not for me. I like them lads that are doing Kingfisher. I like them.
I love Kingfisher.
And I like Chasing Abbey. Have you ever heard Chasing Abbey? They do a kind of a Rishas, boo, 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 boo. They do a kind of an Irish thing. Kneecap is politics. I couldn't give a fuck. Go on.
Okay. We're nearly there. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. Plans for the year.
Oh, plans for the year. I'm staying loose. Stay loose, guys. Obviously the podcast is my main love.
Do you want to give it a bit of a plug?
I will. Red Raw with Laura O'Mahony and Rob Heffernan, my tiny little bestie. It's out every Monday. And it's just my greatest source of joy.
We'll put a link for it into the description of this. So if you want to go and listen to it.
I love doing it. It's like a time capsule of our friendship. I feel like we have that. And like we have fights and everything on it. But it's mainly, I love that. It makes me very happy. I can't remember a time before Rob in my life. I don't wish to. I'm just so glad that we were thrown together in the weirdest way possible. Oh, that makes it sound very creepy. The rest of the year, I suppose I need to look at stand-up. I love doing stand-up.
That's an interesting way down to
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to.
I am on what I call a kind of a sabbatical / maternity leave. Now the child is going to be 3 in September, guys, and the eldest child is kind of on maternity leave from the first child. I love doing stand-up. I don't love lots of aspects of it. I like going out and performing and smashing up a room. I don't. I hate all the chats backstage. Not all of them, like as in I actually really like supporting people. I like doing support for Deirdre. I like doing support. I did support for Neil Delamere or Des Bishop or whatever. I love that. I love those chats. I think I struggle a bit with the kind of club chats with, when there's like 4 or 5 of us on the bill and I feel like 40 years older than everyone. Also, like I did my show in the Everyman. It was great. It went fabulous. And then it almost felt like straight away there was an expectation that I would have all new material again. And I'm like, oh, but I haven't, like, I've only performed this once. The complete opposite to the way you work, whereas you work all your material and then work up to the big gig, whereas I didn't. I just did the Everyman and then was going to break it down into small bits to bring it around. But there was a kind of a bit of a vibe from other comedians, actually, of a kind of a, when are you going to do new stuff? And I'm like, when are you going to do new stuff? Like, I'm not. I think I started to get irritated by advice and people telling me about their process. Even like somebody working close with me and for me was kind of like, what about doing it this way? And I'm like, you're just fundamentally misunderstanding how my mind works.
So if you have a blank sheet, right?
Yeah.
And you can curate it whatever way you want to, right?
Yeah.
So am I right in saying that you'd like to be doing stand-up? You just don't like comedy clubs?
I would like to do some stand-up. I'm not sure that I'm ready to go back and I'm not sure that I'm in the... My babies are very small. I don't want to miss a single moment with them. And I think that's okay. And I think I've started getting comfortable with saying that I'm in my minding my kids era and that's fine. And I do the podcast and I do whatever gigs come up. Now, a little handy TV gig would be stunning. Give me like a 2-week, like the equivalent of a Bridget name in 2 weeks filming. Yes, please. But at the moment, it's just not a priority for me to do. Like, I know what I would need to do to kind of get to where I want to be.
There's a lot of work. If you wanted to go touring now, you'd have to write a new show, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of work. And
well, if I wanted to be like, I was talking to Bernard Casey the other day and Bernard was like, I'm always saying that you could destroy pretty much all of them. And I was like, well, thanks, Bernard. That's very nice of you to say that. But I said it would take a ferocious amount of work for me to do that. And I'm just not in that place. I don't find myself in that headspace at the moment. I find myself I want to be under blankies with my kids. I want to be at the school gates to collect them. I want to be there in the evenings with them, particularly those evenings that you need to get out to go do stand-up. I find that I'm just not there. Now, I think as well, once I have my little operation in Feb, that'll give me, like, I'm very sore all the time. So I think that'll, like, even during the Improv Panto now this year, I was like, I'm sore. And so I think that'll give me a little boost and a little kind of reinvigoration. But I'm kind of feeling, for the first time ever, I'm not feeling rushed. I'm like, no, I'll do it when I want to. And I'm not sure, do I want to yet?
Well, I'm going to give you advice.
Oh my gosh, right? You're treading on thin ice here.
I think you like it.
Okay.
I would say do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that's good advice. Do
you know what I mean? And do it in the reason I was asking you for a blank sheet, because the more I have been around comedy, I'm a comedian to go to 20 years. It's just a wild west. You can literally, there are people out there touring, booking shows that don't do clubs at all.
Yeah.
They do not do clubs.
Yeah.
And they have their own personality and their own brand on Instagram, like yourself, and they're just booking and their audience is coming to them.
And I think actually when I think in my head of like what fills my soul with happiness, it's the podcast is what fills my soul with happiness. So I think I need to put, and I think basically I need to just put lots of effort into building up our listenership. For a while I was very much like, we're a national podcast, we're not just Cork. I think that was a mistake. I think like the Corkness of us is probably one of our best selling points, and I feel like if we could expand in Cork, then the rest will come, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's great to do live shows, but I think the main thing is the listenership and getting feckin' clips out and all of that kind of stuff. So I think that's where I'm going to put my energy for now, but mainly my energy is in being a mama, and I think that's a really justified thing to be. I think it's becoming more, that's more acceptable to say now, that I don't have to be like, oh, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I am everything to my kids, and I will always be able to say that I was there for everything.
Well, you're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, obviously I'm out on the road a lot, but I do feel.
You've been with your kids a lot.
I'm with my kids. I'm with my kids so much.
Yeah.
Too much, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I could be with them less, I take it. You know? But no, I'm with them, and I feel. We'll say. Comparison is the thief of joy, obviously, right? But you'd always compare yourself to your father and your father's father. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I definitely spend more time with my kids than my dad did. That doesn't mean that my dad didn't love me or spend time with me. It's just a different era. And Noelle now, my beautiful wife, is full-time at home.
Yeah.
And it is just amazing.
But it's so interesting to listen to Noelle speaking about it, because obviously I do, because she's on the Patreon and she's on this. But she speaks about it with no apology.
None.
And I think sometimes as a creative person, you have to have a feeling of like, well, I am still creating. Though I have a book, I'm going to write a book, and I have a play that I want to do. And actually listening to Noelle, she's like, I'm delighted that I'm at home and I'm with my boys, and I brought the coal in from the shed and the 4 things at Christmas and all of that.
I have a PhD and I was making 120 grand, but I said, fuck that, I'm going to clean this fella's arse.
Exactly. And that's as worthy, and that she doesn't have to say, oh, but I am thinking of going back, or I am thinking of doing this. She doesn't have to kind of present an alternative to what she's already doing. So I'm trying to get good at that and be like Deirdre O'Kane took 10 years off. Now she says she wished she hadn't, but she took 10 years off to mind her kids. And I feel like I'm not off. I am available for stuff I want to do, but I'm not going to do stuff that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And at the moment, like Freddie is tiny. People keep saying to me, when are you going to send him to play school? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's my last baby. He's not going nowhere. He's going to be homeschooled. That child is going to be homeschooled.
You're going to homeschool Freddie?
I'm going to homeschool him and there'll be no stand-up for 20 years.
You want to get onto those fanny lads as well, so to get you a few more cash.
Actually, sorry, if I'm going to like be that blank for the year, give me that fanny money.
Get that fanny cash in,
money,
lads.
please.
You have been sentenced to death for a crime you did not commit.
Oh, it's one of my greatest fears. Yeah, go on.
Okay. You are in jail. The jailer has felt sorry for you. Comes around to the gate. He goes, Laura, I'm going to give you a starter. I'm going to give you a main course.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a dessert.
Okay.
Or as a fella said to me before, a finisher.
A finisher.
All right. You have a starter, a main, and a finisher.
Right.
You can have a sup of drink with each one of those.
Okay. With each one?
Yes.
Okay.
So I presume now you're on the Manjaro. We're looking at a lettuce leaf.
I'll actually just have a Manjaro, please.
I'll just have a Manjaro.
I just want to be skinny in that fucking coffin. No. Forget the Manjaro. I've definitely stopped taking it in prison.
Yeah.
I'm thinking for starter, I would like something prawny, like prawn pill or something. Yeah, sorry.
Noel loves prawns as well.
Something prawn
Dave's
based.
eyes and everything, like you're eating, I don't know.
Or would I have pate? Can I have both? I'm having both. I'll have pate
Go
and
on,
prawns,
you can
please.
have pate and prawns.
Prawn pate. And to drink with that, I'll have
the eyes in.
have a little prosecco with that.
All right.
That'd be
Nice.
nice.
Sure. Okay.
For my main, I would like lobster thermidor, please, made by my husband Shane. Stunning. Lobster.
Okay, what is
Stunning.
lobster thermidor?
It's lobster and it's got like Gruyere cheese on top of it. And you put it back into the shell and then you scoop it out of the shell. Oh, yes.
And your husband can make this?
He can make it. He only makes it once a year.
That sounds like a dish that is difficult to make.
It is, but he loves it. Shane loves nothing more than stirring and swissing around in the kitchen. So that, and I'll have...
What are you drinking with that?
I might have just a Coke Zero with that.
Coke Zero. And would you have any little kind of little potato or anything, or is you just...
Oh no, I'll just go straight for the old lobster and a
Protein.
spoon, please, thank you. And then chocolate mousse. No question. Chocolate mousse for dessert,
Mousse.
please. But I'll have it in a trifle-sized bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll have port with that.
Hot port?
No,
Or
just a
regular
normal
port?
small port. Thank you.
You're not a big drinker?
No, I'm not. It gives me ferocious heartburn.
When was the last time you were locked?
Oh, years ago. My leaving cert, I'd say. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Tequila, lads, it'd flatten me.
Yeah.
I can't, if I've ever had tequila, I'm gone.
Yeah, tequila's a tough one
Yeah.
now.
No, last time I was drunk. Oh, I do remember being drunk at one of Laura's birthdays. But like again, home by 10.
Yeah.
Just burn quick. She
Go
burns
hard,
bright
go
and
home.
quick. Yeah.
That's
I'm
the well
dying
vibe.
to try them. I actually bought them for Rob and Marion for Christmas. They're called Buzz Balls. I'm dying to try one of them. They come in a ball and they're like a cocktail, but they're 13.5%.
Oh, sorry, different thing.
In the ball, in the. So I'm dying to try one of them. One of them would sort me out. I'd say for 10 years.
How do you drink it? You just
put it down your mouth, like put it into a glass.
sweet.
But it comes in a ball. It's called a buzz ball, and they're 13.5%. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'd be flaked after one of them. I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm dying to try them, but I'm a bit afraid as well. A bit like the Manjaro. Now you'd be afraid
Next
at
time
the
you
start.
come on, now we'll have a few buzz balls on the podcast.
Now you're talking. Yeah.
Listen-
Buzz balls and Manjaro will be having a ball.
Buzz balls and Manjaro. Thank you so much for coming on.
Pleasure.
It is Sunday. It's not an easy day to get away from the kids and the husband. I do appreciate it. Staying by the ball.
Staying by the wall, lovey.
Good night. God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.